Hey, what's up guys? So I know it's been a minute. So in this video today, I'm gonna be going over some tips I do myself for training, for war, especially for infantry or assaulter. I'm not a coach, so you live and you take. I'm not here to tell you to do what I do. I just want to show you and I will explain you the reason why I do those things, okay? Before we start, we just dropped a new collection, guys, on our website. Please go grab some hoodies, or I know it's hot, go grab some t-shirts to support Those Are Freedom. The artist is a Ukrainian artist in Ukraine. There's no AI, he does everything by himself, by hand. So support him, support Those Are Freedom. And I'm not gonna lie, the art is freaking amazing, guys. And I wanna be pushing more design in the future. Designs like that are not cheap, so if you wanna support, please go see the website thosearefreedom.com. Also, we are fundraising for 20 FPV drones for my friends at Foxhound Unmanned System Platoon from Gore Legion, if you wanna help with that. It's gonna be awesome. So thank you for being here and enjoy the video. All right, so in this video, we're gonna be going do some rocking in the mountain, and I'm gonna be bringing you guys with me, and I'm gonna be just talking about war and sharing some personal tips that I do myself. The first tip I have for you is for cardio, any kind of cardio outside. I will be using a weight vest. Why? Because on the battlefield, you're never gonna be running just t-shirt, shirt. You're always gonna be wearing your full military gear, helmet, plate vest, maybe you're gonna have your assault pack. So I really want to condition my body to run with weight. I'm a big fan of train as you fight. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Yes, I could train with my operational plate carrier, the one that I use in Ukraine. But I prefer staying a little bit more low-key. I got myself a white vest made for running and stuff. So I took that from Amazon here. And what is good, what I like, is the weight pouches. You can remove them, you can add them. So it really helps you to, like, you start low and then you progress. So you can either increase your weight or you can increase your time. This one is Zealous. I bought from Amazon. Yeah, and it does the job. If you don't have the money, like I think it costs like 100 Canadian or something, but man, if you don't have the money, just use your military plate carrier. On today's battlefield, there is no more walking, but it's gonna be different. Maybe your AO will be a forest. Man, when I was fighting in Sumi, we were working in a forest, and we had overhead cover, and man, it was freaking awesome, okay? But most of the time, you're gonna have like tree lines. You're gonna have tree lines that all the trees are burned or like destroyed by artillery, right? And a lot of the time during the infield, you will have some area with no in the open field, right? No overhead cover whatsoever. And most of teams are gonna be running, man. Unfortunately, there is not many walking. It's gonna be depending, man. If you are joining like unit that is not really professional, just gonna be walking to position, not giving a fuck, okay, maybe you're gonna be walking. But if you plan to join any like a high tier or like high speed units, those guys, they don't walk. Like everyone's run, and you don't want to be the guy. You don't want to be the last guy and to be slowing everybody down. So that's why, guys, I think it's very important to start training, and not only cardio running, but running with weights, okay? So yeah, man. All right, guys, let's go on the mountain, do some hiking. Another thing is, at war, you are always carrying something. It's gonna be your weapon, but a lot of time you're gonna be carrying jerry cans full of fuel, water, food, and drone boxes and all kind of other stuff. So what I'm doing, what I want to do, basically, today I'm not gonna be doing it, but it's basically carrying stuff when you do your rock march. I remember, man, like when I was carrying the 7.62 machine gun, yes, it's on your sling, but you are carrying like that and you run, it's different than like be running like this, just like chill, having both of your hand free, right? So I think what I will be doing, I mean, right now I'm broke as shit, but if I ever have some spare funds, I'm gonna buy easy bar and buy maybe some dumbbells like 5 and 10 pounds and put a sling around and just like carrying as I was carrying, to simulate being carrying like a machine gun, right? At least something. Or maybe you can take like kettlebells in your hand and just like walk with them, kettlebell or just dumbbells, some stuff like that, just to get you used to carrying stuff. Because running just like that, it's easy, man, but when shit hits the fan and you need to carry your weapon, you need to carry a jerry can of fuel or whatever, it's not comfortable and it asks a lot more of energy. That's why I think, for me, that's what I'm gonna be start to do. Just to use myself to train carrying all kind of stuff. Always watch out for those mines, bro. In Ukraine, Russians drop those little green butterfly mines on the grass and stuff, so always look where you walk. Unfortunately, lots of people that blew up on mines, it's Ukrainian mines, right? So I have to be careful, man. And also those Russians drop mines using drones now, so it's just full of mines everywhere. And the worst part is like some of them works by movement detection, so you don't even have to step on them anymore, just walk beside them and that's it, man, you're gone. So man, be very careful everywhere. Even if you're not in Ukraine now, start using your eyes to be sweeping the floors in front of you, sweeping the ground in front of you to get used, man, to detect. Try to train your eyes to detect anything unusual. Fuck, in Ukraine, it's on the floor, it's all kind of debris and stuff, so it's very hard to see them sometimes. But there's not much you can do, bro. So yeah, man, stay safe, guys. So when you're about to cross open fields, you need to stop, okay? Make a halt and listen. Listening is super important. Check the skies, listen for any drones, and when you see a window where there is no drones, just run until the next cover, okay? So I'm gonna be listening a little bit and I'm gonna go. All right, clear, let's go. Okay. So here, listening is very important. Just listen for artillery, mortar, drones. It's more important than your eyes, all right? So if you are training, prepping for Ukraine, you should be focusing on those three things. Rocking, cardio, and strength. And of course, running with weight. So if you have some funds, it's a good idea to invest in your physical prep. It's a good investment.
it's even better to invest in physical prep than buying some like crazy amount of gear, okay? Gear you're gonna get in Ukraine. If it's not good enough, you can buy more in Ukraine. For your physical prep, if you don't know what you're doing, what I suggest you to do is there are all kind of ex-special operation guys on YouTube, TikToks, which have special operation background and which has coaching background. So hit them up, man, and ask them, yo, I'm going to fight in Ukraine. I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to be ready, right? I think it's the best investment. So, but man, if you can invest in your physical prep, that will be a good decision for you and for your future team as well. I think one good way is follow program to get ready for, let's say, the Marines or any kind of special operation prep. There's all kind of prep over there that you can do. So I think that's a very good way. Personally, right now I'm following a program. It's how to get ready for Canadian Special Operation selection. Obviously, I'm not gonna try out for CSOR or GTF2, but it's the perfect program to achieve the best level of fitness that you can achieve. So you want to be physically good, like you don't want to like meet only the minimum. You want to crush those minimums and just be the best that you can. The more physical fit, the more ready you are, the more chance you're gonna have to survive on the front lines. Yeah, so I noticed that there are more and more of people from the YouTube community getting involved in those of freedom. The NGO, like donating for flag or just they're donating in general. So I want to say, guys, thank you. If you are from YouTube and you are supporting our fundraising collection, I want to say thank you very much. Before, it was only like from Instagram and Twitter, but man, it's good to see that together we can do some really great work helping out the boys in Ukraine. So I want to say thank you, guys, and yeah, honestly, that's awesome, guys. So thank you very much. So title of this video is I'm training for war, right? Like, is it a clickbait? Well, a little bit, but like not totally. I would love, well, first of all, I am a freedom fighter, so I will be joining the next conflict. Let's say it's Taiwan versus China or something related to Islamic State in the Middle East, or anywhere, any situation where an invader invades another nation. And if it doesn't stop there, there are some chances that it's gonna keep going further, just like Russia with Ukraine, okay? But yeah, am I gonna be going back to Ukraine to fight? Well, there are a lot of chances. The thing is, I hate fighting during winter, okay? Like, well, first of all, if I go back, it will be as infantry and assault. I'm not gonna be going back as drone operator. The reason is pay. Now with the new pay system, you get way more money being infantry on the front line. And I don't want to do infantry work, well, at least not for this winter. The best thing will be to join next April, go to the background check, basic training in May, and then go fight all summer long. And if the unit is great, the people are great, we do great work, yeah, like let's keep fighting in the winter. But just I'm not mentally ready to just roll this winter basic training and go fight in the winter. So, all right, so the last tips I will say to you, because once again, it's just stuff that I do. I'm not telling you to do the same thing. But what I do is for my cardio, when I run outside, I run with the boots that I go on the battlefield with. For me, it's like combat boots. So if you wear other stuff, it's fine. But yeah, because I'm not training for any kind of track and field events or 5K on the road, 5 to 10K runs. So I don't need running shoes to use running shoes. The feeling is different, and I really want to train my feet to run in those boots, because if I only train with running shoes and then I come on the battlefield with the boots, it's gonna be different. Also on the battlefield, man, it's all kind of debris and stuff. So I want my feet to be used already to be running in those combat boots, the exact same, right? That's what I do. And yeah, personally, I'm getting very easily, I twist my ankle very easily. So yeah, man, I just want to get my feet strengthened, my feet to be used to be running, just so it's easier on the battlefield. So I'm gonna put the camera away and locked in on that hike, finish it, and that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for following this channel, and guys, I'm gonna see you on the next video.